What's up, YTBC? Thanks for checking out the video. I want to talk about Manny Pacquiao versus Jessie Vargas. Upcoming fight November 5th at the Thomas & Mack Center in Las Vegas. So, I've been watching a few videos throughout the YTBC and LDBC, and allegedly Manny Pacquiao is ducking the likes of Terrence Crawford and Adrian Bronner and Keith Thurman. Now, I just want to share some of my thoughts and views on that real fast before I do get into the Jessie Vargas versus Pacquiao. Currently, right now, start with Terrence Crawford. Before the fight even happened, Terrence Crawford versus Victor Postol, there was an interview, I think it was on, I'm not sure what channel it was on, but I did see it, with Bob Arum stating that his matchmakers from Top Rank, they're not really interested in Terrence Crawford versus Manny Pacquiao at the moment because they don't feel Terrence Crawford is ready for Manny Pacquiao at this time. So that's one point that I like to share. If you guys believe Manny Pacquiao is ducking Terrence Crawford. Second is, Terrence Crawford is 140 unified WBO, WBC champion, while Manny Pacquiao campaigns at 147. And I know Freddie Roach always says Manny Pacquiao can make 140 easy. But at the end of the day, it's up to Manny Pacquiao if he wants to go down to that weight. And since Pacquiao is the A side when we're mentioning Terrence Crawford, I really don't believe Crawford has any right. Well, he has the right to, but he's not calling any shots to say, oh, you need to come down to 140 if you want to fight me. For one, Manny Pacquiao's never called him out. So that's not even an issue when you say, oh, if you want to fight me. You should be wanting to fight Manny Pacquiao because he's the legend. He's the all-time great. You know, he's the one that provides the money in that fight. He only sold 50,000 pay-per-views, if that, on his fight with Victor Postol. And I posted a highlight video for Terrence Crawford and Postol. And within a week, I had more views than the entire pay-per-view sales. And then the video got took down. It was around 70,000 views at the time. Shitload of comments, likes, dislikes, and all that, the whole nine. So again, how is Pacquiao ducking Terrence Crawford? Terrence Crawford also said, which I believe this is considered a roadblock, that if Manny Pacquiao wants to fight him, it has to be at 140 pounds. But a few days later on Twitter, he's beefing with Danny Garcia, stating that he will move up to 147 pounds, beat him, and take his belt. So for Manny Pacquiao, the only way that fight happens is at 140 pounds. But for Danny Garcia, you're willing to move up and fight at 147, correct? Again, I don't know if it's just me or if it's somebody else, but that seems odd and a little strange to me. How is Manny Pacquiao ducking a guy that says he's only going to fight at 140 pounds if you want to fight? But then he says we can fight at, he'll fight Danny Garcia at 147. I mean, that just doesn't make any sense to me. And it's pretty clear to me, I don't know about you other guys, but it's pretty clear about who doesn't want the fight. Because if Terrence Crawford really wanted to fight Manny Pacquiao, he had the perfect opportunity to call him out after his first big-time pay-per-view bout against Victor Postol when Max Kellerman was asking him about it. You didn't hear any mention that, let me get Manny Pacquiao, I want him now, you know, he's next, whatever. He did his regular old, you know, droopy dog, face down, answering the questions, bashful. He's bashful. He was bashful in the interview when Manny Pacquiao was mentioned. But then you can see him being real tough and greasy like on Twitter with Danny Garcia. I rest my case when it comes to the Terrence Crawford versus Manny Pacquiao. For anyone that says Pacquiao's ducking him, when you look at the facts, it makes no sense. If everybody always says Pacquiao manager is a complete liar, then why would you take his word for anything that he says, whether it's for him or against him? Freddie Roach, yeah, he said that Manny Pacquiao wouldn't be ready. He need a couple more fights. But that doesn't change the fact that top-ranked matchmakers don't believe Terrence Crawford can beat Manny Pacquiao, because they did, they would have gone ahead and pushed that fight right now. I mean, it's the perfect timing, but I understand why Freddie Roach was saying that about Pacquiao. He's been off. He's been doing his senatorial duties and all these type of things. And Terrence Crawford is a gifted fighter. And it is, you know, like a 55-45 fight in my favor for Manny Pacquiao. So maybe he does need another fight to get ready for Crawford. There's nothing wrong with that. That doesn't mean he's ducking. Same thing could be said about Andre Ward. Andre Ward needed 3 fights to face Sergey Kovalev. And even before he got, well, contracts haven't been signed, but even though they were mentioning fighting Kovalev, they wanted the same type of deal with Gennady Golovkin when he was coming back before Paul Smith. A lot of people don't realize that or understand that. When Terrence Crawford sent the contract, it was for Gennady Golovkin later in the future, not now, not the next fight. So it's okay for Andre Ward, but it's not for Manny Pacquiao, even though he hasn't been that active lately. Even though he looked brilliant and spectacular against Timothy Bradley, and I call that perfectly. You can go check out the video. I was on it 100%. Now, it was this video, and I like this channel, you know, he does great videos, but he has a real bias towards Adrian Broner. He says Manny Pacquiao is ducking Adrian Broner. Majority of the people were saying that was a cherry pick by Manny Pacquiao to fight Adrian Broner. It's a good fight. It's a great fight. Very entertaining. The lead up to the fight would be amazing. It'll sell some pay-per-views, but I don't care about the pay-per-views. And I don't care about if it's on HBO or ESPN. I just want to see the fight. I'd rather not be on pay-per-view because I'm pretty pissed off I paid for the Crawford fight. That was a waste of $60. But Pacquiao is ducking Adrian Broner now. Adrian Broner turned down his highest career payday ever. He's not going to get a payday like that no time soon. Maybe if he fights Danny Garcia, but I don't see that fight happening because Danny Garcia is in talks with other people, you know, like Andre Berto and Keith Thurman in the future. Adrian Broner's in jail, and every time he stepped up to fight against anyone that was a threat, mainly being a 147-pounder, where he's not weight bullying a person, except for Paulie Malignaggi, and I mean, that's not really considering it. Paulie Malignaggi gave him hell in that fight anyway. But anyways, he stepped up. He has always lost against a 47-pound fighter. Every time he steps up, he's never proven himself. And you think a flat-footed Adrian Broner is going to beat Manny Pacquiao? Do you watch boxing? I'm not trying to diss anybody, but it's like, for a person to say Adrian Broner is going to beat Manny Pacquiao, or Manny Pacquiao is ducking Adrian Broner, it has to either be hate of Manny Pacquiao or you're a big-time fanboy of Adrian Broner. It's one of the two. It can't be anything else. Because I know the person that did the video, I know he knows his boxing. Because I sub to his channel and I enjoy his videos. But he is a self-proclaimed Adrian Broner fan, so I'm going to just leave it at that. Now, with Keith Thurman, Manny Pacquiao's ducking Keith Thurman. How is that when Keith Thurman has a Mando defense coming up against a guy who beat Shane Mosley? I don't even remember the David Evanesian or something, but I call him the guy that beat Shane Mosley. He has a mandatory fight with him. So would Keith Thurman be able to make this fight November 5th for Manny Pacquiao, even if he was able to do it? This is what happened. Here's the timeline. Pacquiao offered DSG, Adrian Broner fights. They both ducked. They priced themselves out. Keith Thurman tweeted, he got his Twitter fingers, I'll take the fight or whatever. Everybody started claiming Pacquiao's ducking Keith Thurman because there was no mention of Keith Thurman and Pacquiao. Then all of a sudden you see these interviews with Bob Arum, and a lot of people always want to talk down on Bob Arum. But Bob Arum is a great promoter. He brought us some of the best fights we've ever seen. Some of the best fighters of this era that you've seen. He's promoted all the guys. But he was on an interview stating that if Keith Thurman really wants to fight Manny Pacquiao, all he has to do tell Al Heyman to call him and they can work something out. After that video, I've never heard another peep from Keith Thurman about facing Manny Pacquiao. It's very clear that Keith Thurman is trying to do the same shit that he was doing with Floyd Mayweather, trying to get some shine off his suspect win over Sean Porter. Anyway, I thought Sean Porter won the fight, but you know, it depends on how you judge a fight and what you see and what you like, whatever. Then you get no words from him no more after that situation. Bob Arum said, "Tell Al Heyman to call me if you're serious about making a fight." No other words from Keith Thurman. You never heard he's back in the closet again. And is Keith Thurman going to drop his belt that he's been fighting for, the WBA 147 Super title? Is he going to drop that to face Manny Pacquiao? See, these are the type of questions that people need to ask themselves before they start claiming that a man, Manny Pacquiao, who has never ducked a fighter, he might have not always had the best fight available or fought the best person that everybody wanted to see, like Algieri, maybe Rios, but I understand the Rios. He was just coming back from a knockout defeat from Juan Manuel Marquez. That's an excellent fight. That was a perfect fight for him to take, coming back from a loss like that. But anyway, a guy who has never ducked, he's always faced the best and the most stiff competition. He's moved up through multiple weight classes. He's a 5-time lineal champion, but he's ducking these guys like Terrence Crawford, you know, who's only able to sell 50,000 pay-per-views. Adrian Bronner, who's been beat twice every time he's tried to step up and you know, in a welterweight division, and he had struggled with Paulo Malignaggi. Are you serious? And then we have Keith Thurman. Who has Keith Thurman ever beat that, you know, is the class of Manny Pacquiao? Sean Porter, that's a debatable win. But, you know, they said he won, so yeah, he got that win. But who else has he beat? Luis Collazo? Collazo damn near had him fucking ready to go night-night with the body shot to the liver. Like, you guys aren't serious. These guys want to fight Manny Pacquiao. All they have to do is agree to the terms, because we know who the A side versus the B side is. And I hate that we have to always go A side, B side, because I think it's dumb and stupid bullshit. But with Jessie Vargas, he's eager for a big fight. He's a titleist at 147. He holds Manny Pacquiao's former belt, and he looked sensational against Saddam Ali in his last fight. And, you know, even though Bradley was out boxing the entire fight, he did catch Bradley and had him out on his feet in the fight prior to that. So he gets credit for that to me. He still lost the fight, but he was there. He was attacking. He was coming forward. He was never backing down. So just picture the fight with Pacquiao. He's big, tall, longer reach more than likely. He's taller than Manny Pacquiao. I'm sure he has a longer reach. He's with Memo Heredia, so I'm sure he's packing a little more power now, whatever you want to call it. I'm not saying anybody's on anything, but it's the best fight that's available right now for the time spot. You know, it's top ranked promotions. And I don't care if it's on HBO or pay-per-view. If it's going to be on ESPN, then so be it. Great. I'll be able to watch it and not spend any money. Only thing that's going to suck is, you know, the commercials in between the fight. But it's going to be a very good fight. You know, you can put Jessie Vargas against Keith Thurman, Adrian Bronner, Terrence Crawford. Those are all very good fights. So why is it different when it's Manny Pacquiao? Is it because you guys put him at such a level that, you know, you're always arguing about him, saying he's not at this level, but when he fight a competition, it's a cherry pick now against another champion, another titleist at a weight division where he's bigger than Pacquiao? I mean, you guys need to make up your mind. This is a good fight. It's going to be an entertaining fight. Be happy that it's not going to be on pay-per-view. Thanks for checking out the video. Hope you guys come back, like, subscribe. Peace.